I'm J.R. Phillips. I'm the one that won't shut up, and yeah, you can't make me, okay?
And I'm Nico Harlekenden. I'm the one who took notes, lit them on fire, and then started a completely separate new project instead.
And welcome to BAM! Now you know everything! I think I told you Giggly Squad is...
Oh yeah, I didn't look it up though.
Now they're like reality TV stars and connoisseurs and comedians.
So people like them already?
Yeah, they
look so cool though.
Yeah, Paige is just like perfect, like the brunette, and Hannah is the comedian. I guess she's also a brunette, but
They're both pretty brown haired.
but like the deeper brown haired one.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Yeah, the Audrey Hepburn looking one.
She does look like Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, so when they first started, they were doing lives like how we are, but they were just talking shit about the world. And then like they started talking, yeah, and then they started talking shit about the patriarchy, and then they started talking shit, and just in general, we'll do like some types of segues, but mainly we're just here shooting the shit of like what happened.
Please.
Last
Truly,
2
because
weeks.
honestly, I don't have time to prep for another thing in my life.
No, I know. That's why I was like, if I see something interesting and you already have some background knowledge on it, and then I can go off on it. If vice versa.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
I love that. That's why you're the visionary.
Oh, God.
Is it hard being the brains of the operation?
Not the brain. Okay, no. Okay. If we're in D&D, your intelligence would be high. My wisdom would be high. Okay? But we need to go together. We're not doing anything.
Oh my God. What would be our lowest score? I used to always say charisma for myself.
Really? I would
Yes.
not put charisma for
my
you.
God.
I think you have
Foot
high
and
charisma.
mouth disease.
I really have to witness you talking to somebody that's not me because we click. And then I see you talking to other people like that we know. Yeah. And you seem
on
fine.
Lives. Yeah.
Like you're fine. But I'm sure, we don't have to go into the cult yet, but
this is perfect. This is perfect.
This is the chaotic juice you came for, okay? And maybe you guys are feeling like arguing with us, and that's fine too, because then you'll get dopamine.
You're welcome.
You're welcome for the dopamine. You're welcome for the rage rush in the middle of trying to get to wherever you're trying to get to. Screaming in the ether, why can't these chicks hear us? They're wrong.
Gosh darn it. Get in the comments. Oh my God.
Engage.
We eat those comments up.
What's that? The trend?
Oh my God. Yes.
I don't get that trend.
What? They're eating.
I know.
Oh.
I get it, but I don't.
Like the context?
Who decides when something's cool? Because that is like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
If a dork did that,
yeah.
If somebody else did that, it would be like, not that cool.
Yeah.
Why can't I be cool?
It's the masses, man. Unless you believe in big TikTok.
Or did you watch the TikTok cult documentary?
No. Right, but this sounds like something I would love.
My hair is just bothering me. Okay. So the dance TikTok cult, okay?
Dancing for the devil?
Yeah. So they got like recruited because of their TikTok dances, and they all started living in this house, and they were all dancing together, and they had to dance. They're making this man so much money. He's not letting them call home. He's not letting them like get in contact with any of their siblings, parents, nothing, not even birthdays. Villainized them, complete cult stuff. And then isolated them on this like commune mansion type thing, but very almost LA too, because it was still the bougie life. You had to show that for TikTok because we love aesthetic as humans.
TikTok don't love my house. You should see my kitchen.
Yeah. Like we love this stuff. We love how things look. So he knows that. So it's not like they're dancing in a cave or something and like whatever. But it got kind of real. And then it made me go, who's out there online? Yeah. All those bots that are message requesting me. Yeah. I had a bot message request me asking what color my eyes are. And I was like, I didn't answer because I'm no dum-dum. But I was like, look at my eyes. You're looking at me.
I'm in all of my TikToks.
Literally, my eye color is there. You see it.
Brainiac. I think there must be some rhyme or reason. It's got to be off of like what you interact with for comments or something, because the spam bots that I get on TikTok are all about money. Which is sad.
Which is sad.
Stocks, day trading, money. What was that?
Mine are like, if I gave you $5,000, what would you do?
Sugar daddy material.
They know how desperate I am.
Are you looking at teacher stuff? Because that might be something that they're mining.
Teachers desperate for any sort of recognition, affirmation, money.
Yeah. Lucky you.
Oh, God.
For nurturing America youth.
Streamlabs said that I could connect with TikTok, but then it says it needs a stream key. I think Substack probably gives a stream key, but I don't know if TikTok does. You know?
Yeah, I don't know neither.
You're making like one of those.
Like Tina Belcher face.
Oh my God. I've been watching so much Bob's Burgers. I cried at a Bob's Burgers episode. I have a confession. I cried.
Was it Linda? Oh my God, my babies.
No, I think because I have a sister and we're pretty close, but she's an older sister. And so I was always sort of like a Louise to her Tina because
I can see that.
Thanks. You think I'm just like a crazy person?
I love Louise. She's the best one.
I love Louise too, but I have a soft spot for Tina because she's like, so just matter of fact, this is what she's feeling. This is just what it is. This is who she is.
Horse girl.
Yeah. And she's going to tell that guy he has a nice butt and that she wants to see it. And that, but it's the episode where like Louise writes a poem and she actually tries on it and she wins like a contest and she writes like a heartfelt poem, but she lies and says that she's going to be reading a poem about poop. And Tina figures out immediately, like when she's off, and then sister things happen and then I cry. And then that's just what it is.
Yeah, you're not Louise writing about romantic things and scenarios in dystopian worlds. I see you. That's so funny.
Everybody wants to be Jean. Okay, that's the real winner.
I have a keyboard clips right there. I'm ready.
Are you? So when you said did you make our funky intro?
Yeah, but just with GarageBand. It's not like I played all the different bongos and bass and chimes and yeah.
Well, I thought maybe your keyboard was like an electric one that did Oh, okay.
Yes, it is. So I have an electric keyboard. Well, it plugs into electric, but it's not like when I think electric keyboard, I think of like my grandma and grandpa's electric keyboard that they would have in the free stand, like set up next to a window forever, never moving. Mine, I put on my desk, plug into my computer, and do weird stuff with it.
And do weird stuff with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I took piano lessons for like 3-4 years ish.
Nice. You're probably better than me then.
Oh, no. I've always been good at improvising, but I do not. I'm music theory and stuff. No, not good at that. It's math. I'm not good at math. Not good at it. Even though I try.
You're good with instinct, the feel,
the flow, the rhythm. Gonna go into it.
I heard you singing on a TikTok the other day.
I did sing a little bit on a TikTok. I cringed. It was fine. But songs get stuck in my head, and sometimes after you're on your 15th take of a TikTok trying to get it to do what you want it to do, you just end up crazy into the camera.
Yeah.
So that's true. Yeah. I was in choir though. Choir for a while.
I was gonna say, like, your pitch sounded like.
Oh, thank you. Because it's ABBA. They're fun.
I love it.
And I'm gonna have like all their songs in my head, and we haven't even like. What did you research?
Oh my God. Okay. Do you have the time
To listen to me whine.
About peptides? I know, bad segue. I can't help it.
So like collagen peptides?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, so peptides are all the rage. They include, there's so many of them, but like some of the famous ones right now are going to be like, of course, all of the GLP ones, because those are being legislated on right now, but also like oxytocin, also different forms of like copper and other like healing peptides, immune boosting peptides.
Is magnesium one of those, or just something separate?
There you go. So GABA is a chemical, you have GABA receptors. It is anti-excitatory. So GABA is something that people put with magnesium in these like night cocktails.
Yeah,
they don't contain like alcohol, but people will drink magnesium and GABA drinks with a cute little fizzy, effervescent cuteness. Maybe put a little tart cherry juice.
I've seen some videos that piqued my interest.
I love them. They're tasty, and I sleep like the dead. It's wonderful. I wake up so refreshed. So I take like that, but that's something you can get from Amazon. People really take their peptides seriously, however, and there's a huge gray to black market for things like this, and it's exploding right now, especially like the compounded GLP ones becoming felonious to sell, because big pharma wants to be the sole recipient of a lot of that money for them.
Everything comes back to money. Everything always comes back to like the system.
Yeah.
You know, that maybe is archaic at this point. Like, you know, we don't have to go in too deep onto this. And I think like a lot of people, even if you are somebody that's well off, I think you can see how work to life balance and things are just a little bit off for a majority of people. You're meeting a lot of people on the grind all the time.
Yeah. So that's the very tip of the iceberg. So there's also a community of people that biohack. I think there's probably a decent amount of overlap between like the peptide biohackers and like the Andrew Huberman biohackers and those kind of like science bros, because they are experimenting with their bodies and injecting a whole slew of peptides. I love experimenting too, but this is unreal. People are experimenting with these peptides that are produced for lab research only on themselves, and it's not just GLP-1. Listen, I have no shade to anyone who ever was, is, or will be on a GLP-1, because I think that science is awesome. I love that that exists, because I think we really don't understand all of the mechanisms that go into something so complex as someone's health, and all of the factors that play into something that may include weight, but a lot of other factors as well, inflammation, etc.
My mom's actually on one when she's lost 100 pounds. And just in like backstory, so like, because my mom is one of the most active people I know, always exercising, always cleaning, always organizing, always ate healthy, you know, she always exercised, but it was frustrating. Nothing was working. None of the blood work really said anything. And her doctor actually was the one that was like, hey, I think, you know, you should do, you know, this, and this. And it's worked out for my mom, and she's feeling way better, still has the energy, still exercising. Like, I think some people have a misconception you're just being lazy or, whatever it is.
Easy way out.
Yeah. But it's really like, no, people enjoy eating, but sometimes you have food noise. And food noise is a big thing where when it's quiet, it's like, well, this is my quiet time. I'm going to go eat. Or I've been thinking about that muffin all day long, so I'm going to eat that muffin. It's just like constant, and some people have a higher volume and some people have a lower volume on it.
Yep.
So,
and also, like, it's so much. I am so glad that it's working out for your mom. And I'm actually glad this conversation went this way. I wasn't going to dwell on this because I know it's such a touchy topic for some people, because they have really strong opinions for never having interfaced with it or anything like that. There's a significant amount of studies about it, about its safety, its efficacy, as long as you're staying hydrated and consuming like protein and fiber. But that's what everyone is supposed to do. So like if you're following those basic guidelines, it's so safe and it's like life-changing for people. And it's not just weight. It's food noise. It's also addiction. Not that this has anything to do with your mom, but like I've read and seen accounts of people like getting rid of like any alcohol addiction, smoking cravings or noise.
Wow, I didn't know that.
OCD, so intrusive thoughts that have nothing to do with food. Like, I think it is so easy to say calories in, calories out, but every individual is different, and every hormone panel is different. Like, at different ages, an individual will have different needs, and like sleep is so important, and it's so hard to come by, like we were talking about earlier. And again, not medical advice of any kind, but like I am so glad that these things are becoming more accessible. I do not like the way the legislation is going to make it less accessible for people.
Yeah, like I don't love fear mongering ever. Like people have legitimate fears. I'm always for taking out the middlemen of situations, unless those middlemen are there to stop a monopoly from forming on certain things. And all of these health institutes that pop up, like where I live, I have a lot of, because Florida is very much like you're either in the silicone life or you're in the swamp life or you're living somewhere in between and you just living your life. But there's a lot of those like med places, like not a med spa, but like
I thought that's what it was.
But it's kind of like a med spa, but not fully it's like you go in, there's nurse practitioners there, they work there, they IV you, they give you different hormone treatments, stuff like that. There's a lot down here. I know a lot of people, like at my school alone, are all on like an Ozempic-like thing.
Yeah.
Like a lot. I think I know like 10 people, 2 of which actually needed it, in my opinion. The others, I felt like they were getting kind of unhealthy. So that's like the other aspect to me is like, when do you stop?
Yeah.
Like who's regulating that at the med spas? Like, is the nurse going to tell you to stop, or are they going to keep,
Turning a
your
buck.
money, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Which is an obsession with all things youth, right? Anti-aging. And that's where a lot of these other peptides come into play as well. It could come into, you mentioned collagen earlier. So there's one that like thickens your body produces more collagen because this peptide is more prevalent in your body after you inject it subcutaneously, similar to a GLP-1. And so your skin will get thicker. Your like
skin will get
thicker, fewer like fine lines and wrinkles.
Like I guess I never imagined it getting thicker. I just imagine like a little fairy wand coming on like to my forehead specifically. I would love that, like to wake up in the middle of the night. Just
love it. The same thing, the same mechanism for that particular peptide is actually something that will all of your tendon and maybe ligament tears. It will send more repair cells more quickly to repair them. So it's used for like athletic recovery as well as anti-aging properties, which is pretty interesting.
That is really interesting because I used I think it was like vitamin, I don't remember the brand. It had vitamin in it, and I used to put that in my coffee and tea, just like a powder.
Oh, yeah.
But then I read that then all this misconceptions were coming out at the time I was doing it, like plant collagen versus animal collagen, topical collagen versus ingested collagen, ingested at cold collagen and ingested in warm, heated stuff collagen. All I know is that every time I drank it, I wanted to die a little bit. It tasted bad. They promised me it would taste good, and it was a lie every single time. So anytime somebody comes to me, it's like, oh, you have to try this. It's lemony. It's good. I'm like, no, I know you're lying to me.
Yeah. Don't blow smoke.
Yeah. Just tell me it tastes awful. That's better for me. Then I'm like, okay, it tastes awful. Let me just shoot this.
Like a
Like
green
that
wheatgrass shot.
like that guy, he just scoops protein powder and he just knocks it back like that. I'm like, that's what I just got to do with it. But the collagen scoop is huge.
Yeah.
I can't chew on that.
Oh, you can't dry scoop collagen. What's wrong with you? Where's your dedication to your health? So, as with all good things, so like athletes taking these other peptides to recover faster, or people who are looking for a little bit of anti-aging, perhaps, there are people that take it too far. And there's one guy in particular, I don't know if we want to call him out by name, but he's not encouraging people to take them, but promoting the lifestyle in a similar way to how like the Liver King used to promote eating bull testicles and organ meats and liver. Are you familiar with the Liver King?
No, I am not.
Oh.
And now I'm like very curious because I'm
Oh,
only
yeah.
thinking of the monarchs that ate all the mummy parts. So I'm like, have we really evolved as a society? Have we?
Afraid not. I fear not.
Anyway, okay. So this Liver King, akin to the Liver King.
Akin to the Liver King, there's this guy who is obsessed. Like it started out with like recovery, but from what I could tell from a deep dive on his TikTok was that he's a doctor himself, and now he's promoting these peptide stacks and different protocols and combining them and working out extraneously. But like he's riding around in his car filming some of these TikToks, shirtless, farmer's tan, red skin, and just like the only reason I'm okay with saying this and being so judgy is because he's clearly like the meanest spirited man on the planet. Because he's always talking down to people and saying like if you don't have a personal relationship with God, that's your fault and different things like that. Just really disparaging things. And it's like, whew, I wish they made a peptide to make you a little nicer.
Yeah, maybe too much pep. Too much pep. Need a little bit less. Oh gosh. What is it with people these days in an influencer capacity, okay? Where everybody seems to be trying to be like the next cult leader, right? Like when you think of like marketing and how it's going, like anybody that has even 1 ounce of charisma that has been told they're charming at any point in their life is thinking they can just record themselves selling something and then automatically gain and earn these like sheeple to follow them and ingest whatever they want, because it's like the extreme that you see of all different groups of people. Okay, I could be wrong. Like again, society hasn't really evolved, this could have always been a thing, but maybe it's just so on my face because of like social media and everybody trying to be that person, and then you have this guy in a truck. Well, I'm assuming maybe not a truck.
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
you nailed it. You
Okay.
absolutely nailed it. He's a truck guy, as we
Okay.
like to say.
All right. And my husband had a truck, so I have nothing against truck guys, but I can see, that was the image I got. And he's in his truck and he's just yelling at people.
Yep.
And then he's stabbing peptides into his thigh, or is he?
While driving. Yeah, it's wild.
Oh my
I love that.
God. That's interesting. I would never have thought peptides would be a topic we went over.
I know. Very, very interesting for sure.
It's like a little niche market you found on the on the interwebs.
Yep.
I love it. Makes me feel bad I haven't taken my collagen that I said I was going to do consistently every day. I was like, I did it for 3 months, like one worth of the canister. Looked at myself and I was like, I don't see any difference. Never doing that again.
Yeah, never pays off.
Yeah. It's like nothing is just going to magically make you high schooler again, college age again.
That's too bad. It would be
do not
really
want
nice
to go back to high school life.
Mentally, no, but I would love the spryness of my youth.
Yeah.
Like fewer crackings of the joints would be nice.
Oh, it sounds like a fireworks show now. When I stretch in the morning, it's like,
yes.
but
Oh
that's
my
from
God.
old sports injuries. So if I take some peptides, maybe if I stab them into my shoulder,
While you're dropping
I'll
a truck.
regrow. What if these guys, become like X-Men? Or,
That means we got to get on this train.
I know.
We got to get on.
If they get magical powers, I'm going to be pissed. If this bro in the truck that yells at everybody somehow gets like Cyclops abilities, that's not fair for one thing.
Absolutely not.
It just sounds like he's going to use it for good.
Clearly not.
It's unfair, this world.
Yeah.
I think procrastinator and writer just are hand in hand. Work better with a deadline.
Yeah.
You can't force the muse cat to come over for a scratch. The cat's got to come to you, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself. So
that's why I have a hard time wrangling it because I have allergies.
I keep forgetting. I used to have really bad cat allergies. Maybe the peptides cured me of it. I don't know. No, but my cat I'm not allergic to. But if I go to somebody else's house, it takes me a second to get kind of used to the different dander. So it's kind of interesting because Yu will just lay on me. Like I called him his zhuzh time because he's like purring and goes zhuzh, and he's right up in my face, and I don't get like a reaction. But another cat, and I'm like, oh, suffocating.
Could you just?
Yeah. Can't you know? Like, I'm not equipped. I'm not equipped to handle this. I'm going to go to an ENT on next month.
Really?
Yeah. So, because I can't breathe out of my nose anymore. Speaking of getting old, I don't know what happened.
Welcome.
So, that'll be a documented journey of the healthcare system. Will it be cool? Or will it just be another disappointment? My hopes aren't high.
Snooze. We love a good pun. Do we want to do an outro?
Okay. Yeah, we don't really have an outro yet.
No,
so
we don't.
We can add it to the funky mix you did already.
For sure.
All the podcasts are coming to my head right now. Like
they all have a Patreon. So thanks for joining us for the public feed. For the rest of the content, hit us behind the paywall for Patreon.
That's tough for us because most of our stuff is like
free,
written, visual.
Oh,
what did you say?
Free. We're like, here, give you content, and nobody wants it.
I know. Because we want people to read what we write. So
nobody likes to read.
I know. So why can't I be clever? What's
just
wrong
give it a minute.
with me?
Yeah, just give it a minute. No press. No press.
We're just chilling. Arwen definitely has to go OUT, and that's why she's doing that.
This has been Bam, Now You Know Everything with Jess and Nico. Our dogs have to go outside and beat, so we'll see you next time. The lamest outro.
Oh, I have to go. My apartment's on fire. We'll see you next time.
That's actually pretty funny to me. It's like such a non sequitur. We just lie every time.
Yeah, I think that would be
a new lie.
No, I think that would be really funny. Okay, do I have another funnier lie than my apartment's on fire in the future? Probably not. Goodbyes are always hard for me. I don't know if you've noticed that about me. It's hard because if I say bye and then you say bye, I will say bye again. And then if you say bye again, I am going to be like, goodbye. You end the call.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I can't do it.
Don't worry. I have the opposite problem and I will leave too quickly and I'll cut my own self off saying goodbye. Bye.
If I could just leave quietly, with no tell the party at all, do it. 100.
That's me in real life.
I'll catch a few of like my close people's eyes and I'll be like, and then I'll
They're lucky if I give them that. Bye.
I left. You're in your car. Texting him. Great party. Bye.
I'll text them tomorrow. And they won't know when I left. And
Nico, the enigma, the shadow on the wall. You'll never know when she's watching. You'll never know when she's leaving.
I'm suddenly realizing that this podcast is a horrible idea. I'm going to out myself as a terrible human being.
No, this will only be like us saying how terrible we are, and then people will reassure us and be like, you guys aren't even anything. That's going to be it.
Yes.
That's going to be it.
Good. I need that reassurance. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Well, great. So this has been BAM. You know some things, not everything.
If you want to know everything, join us next time. We are Jess and Nico. Feel free to join us every week for this awesome podcast. Check us out in the show notes below and other places on the internet because we do lots of cool stuff and we would love to talk to you and meet you.
Bye, everybody.
Bam, bam, bam.